Sheeler along with you. Well, this feel-good Raptors season is coming to a crashing halt quite quickly, down 2-0 now to the Cavs. And Brandon Ingram, I mean, for a guy that complained about the offensive strategy after Game 1 to start 0 for 6 tonight and drop just 7 points in the game, not even close to good enough. They are going nowhere if this guy doesn't wake up quickly.
Yeah, he has not risen to the occasion through 2 games so far for the Toronto Raptors. Are not taking care of the basketball, 22 turnovers, and you're playing a backcourt there. Donovan, Game 2, 115-105 the final. So Toronto's now lost 12 straight playoff games against Cleveland. It's tied for the longest postseason losing streak by any team against a single opponent in NBA history. Mitchell and Harden combining for 58 points tonight. That's 4 better than they combined for in Game 1 of this series. Toronto still looking for their first playoff win since Game 5 of their 2022 first-round series against Philadelphia. With more on tonight's game, let's go to Kate Burness in the panel.
And that panel would be Sam Mitchell, Leo Routens. I think we can all admit that was a better effort by the Toronto Raptors than in Game 1, but still so many things to clean up before they come home for Game 3 at Scotiabank Arena. Before we get to the Raptors, though, let's look at Donovan Mitchell. And you said, too, I hope they lock him down, because you watch a few of those shots in this game tonight, and you're thinking, my goodness, you can still do it. He wanted James Harden there, but look, he's performing to get that contract because he has been magnificent in the first 2 games. He had 32, he had 37 and 5 tonight. He was unstoppable.
Yeah, there's a difference between good players and star players. And what we're seeing right now, when you look at Donovan Mitchell and you look at the Raptors, Donovan Mitchell is clearly the star between both these teams. James Harden's a good player now. Not a star anymore. Scottie Barnes is a good player. B.I.'s a good player. But Leo, when you talk about a star, this is what stars do come playoff time. They put teams on their shoulders, and then when they struggle, they always seem to make a play or knock down a shot, which helps their team win.
Yeah, I mean, he's just, he's been a first-round monster throughout his career. And you look at the shots that he makes, the degree of difficulty. But what more impresses me more is he wants it. He wants to come at you. You make a run at it, he's coming right back at you. And it carries over on the whole team, the confidence that he gives everybody else when you know that he can come in there and just make those plays one after the other. He's a tough dude. And physically, he's got that low center of gravity. Yeah. He's extremely strong. He can spin and do a lot of different things, and you can't get him off balance. He goes where he wants to go.
You got to put size on him. You cannot put a guard on Donovan Mitchell. You got to put who? Let me think. Well, maybe Scottie Barnes?
Yeah, but that's the dilemma.
But here's the thing. They're switching to get him onto RJ the whole time.
Don't switch.
There you go.
Yeah, but
okay, I'm watching these screens. It's not like they're setting some earth-shattering screens like they're knocking guys' teeth out.
Sam, that's today's league.
They're just rubbing them. You don't have to switch.
Thing, it is.
It's a lazy switch. You don't have to switch.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and think about it. The problem you have is, you need a big on Mitchell. You need a big on Harden.
Yeah.
Well, where are the 2? You might have one you could kind of put here.
Well, look, man,
where are the 2?
Well, you got RJ, you got Scottie, you got B.I. Look, part of that contract means you got to play the other side of the ball.
Yeah.
Part of that contract means it's not going to be easy come playoff time. When did people think when you make the playoffs you're going to play a bad team? We talked about that. There are no bad teams in the playoffs.
No, we also talked about Jordan.
Again, in a playoff game, that's not going to get you a win.
It's one thing if you're playing the Detroit Pistons, a team that get into you for 48 minutes. Yeah. You're playing Cleveland.
Good point.
You look at Donovan Mitchell, James Harden, they're not Matt Strus. They're not picking up anybody down the 4 feet. Their 2 best defenders are rim protectors. They have no perimeter defenders on paper. And why the Raptors, Leo, they're making passes that you try to attempt in the second game of the season. These are just bad turnovers.
Yeah, and that's the hard part that, I'd like to say Cleveland forced them. Cleveland got into situations like that. No, the Raptors just either tried to go too fast, got careless, didn't look at the situation. You can't dribble into crowds, right? You got to avoid those situations. And here an example of just coming down too fast. And that's the point guard. You got to control the ball. So, yeah, when you have 22 turnovers, you give up 22 points off those turnovers, and a lot of them are your own doing. That's a killer, right? I mean, think about it. How many times are you in this game? You're in this game. You're right there. Turnover. The
playoff pressure is getting to the Raptors. They need to come home and understand. I know it's down. They're down 0-2. But listen, when you come home, B.I. should play better. Everybody should play better. The bench has been outstanding.
The bench has
now,
been
the
great.
only question is, can the bench play like this at home and then the starters pick it up? But they got to stop turning the ball over, still push the rock. And again, Leo said it. Some of these matchups you got to take personal. The Raptors, from a standpoint of perimeter defenders, are way bigger than Cleveland, way more athletic. But right now, you couldn't tell the way Donovan Mitchell and James Harden.
Oh, they're completely having the interesting part, too, is the Raptors actually played better away from Scotiabank Arena. See, this is the hard part now, too. So maybe we can flip the script in the postseason because they haven't been able to get anything. No. You've got no choice. And the number one thing they need, too, on top of everything else, Brandon Ingram. The reason Brandon Ingram was brought in to be part of the Toronto Raptors was to be a bucket, what we saw a lot of the time in the regular season. And look, the last time you had a superstar who could make the shots that he did, it was Kawhi Leonard. And obviously we know what happens there. When you look at B.I., though, after that last game, and he only had one shot attempt in the second half, 9 overall in the first game, and he basically said that he was being used as a screener in that second half. If you're going to call out publicly something like that, and then you come in and you have a game where you're 3 of 15, I mean, at just times...
5 turnovers.
With 5 turnovers.
Well, let me ask you a question. When the Raptors had Kawhi Leonard, did you ever hear him say, hey, you got to give me the ball? You
No.
never heard that.
Well, he never said anything.
But he never said anything like that public. You have to, when you're an all-star, you get the ball. You go get it. You make plays. And if you think about the pressure that he just put himself under, okay, publicly saying, hey, I need shots. You put pressure on the coach. Now, coach has got to defend what he's doing out there. Your teammates are answering questions about you.
Take care of home court, and then figure out how to go on the road and win that pivotal Game 5 in Cleveland.
CMB, I want to talk about that for a minute because you saw the switch there when it came to the third quarter, and then he replaced Yak. I think we're all kind of thinking Yak would have been a lot better in this series so far, too. If you're Darko Rajakovic, is that a move that you would keep going into home?
No. You're not winning this series without Jakob. Look, as great as you need CMB, because you can play them together sometimes to get size, but you need Jakob. What did he do all year when he played for the Raptors? That size, the rebounding, the passing, diving. Remember now, if we get Quigley back, Emmanuel Quigley plays his best basketball when that 7'1" guy sets that high screen and roll and dives to the front of the basket. That's when the Raptors are at their best offensively. Why aren't they doing that? I know Quigley's not playing, but put the ball in Scotty's hand. Let him run that high screen and roll. At 6'10" coming off, he can get in the paint and finish, and he can look over the defense and spray the ball.
Well, and like Sam said, okay, you're down here now. You got 2 games, right? You got to win. You're at home. You got 2 games. You can't just give up on Yak now.
No.
So you had to hope that however you use him now, he can contribute and make a difference. And if he does, that could be the difference.
If you got to put a guy on the bench making almost $30 million a year for a guy that's making league minimum, then your team is in whack. Your team is in look, you are messed up because, again, go back to the New York. Remember when the Knicks, I can't remember the guy they brought in, a high-priced free agent point guard, and then Charlie Ward outplayed him, and they put Charlie Ward